an access code. Hoffman encouraged the public to download the PostPoint app to locate AEDs across the community. An 11-story hotel is being proposed to replace the two-story building on the corner of Brady and Farwell on Milwaukee's east side. The 130-room hotel would include a ground floor restaurant and a rooftop bar and restaurant. Applications will be submitted in February. Before that, a local community meeting will be held at Dorsio on Brady Street on January 23rd at 6 p.m. Neighbors will be able to speak with developers, get feedback, and ask questions. Milwaukee Alderman Jonathan Brostoff says the development would increase foot traffic on Brady Street, which in return would enhance safety. Developers hope construction can be here. This has been your 1017 The Truth News Update. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is up next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together. They're all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
This is The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man, given a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. Now, I'm asking the mayor and the county council president and the county council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio in Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
Oh, now you look good. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Is today Tuesday? Yeah, it feels like Tuesday. My Tuesdays are always off, right? They're just off. 833-212-1017. Heard some interesting news today about some things that are going on in this wonderful world of ours. I'm going to be talking about education today, just so you know. I'm going to be talking about education today, just so you know. I'm going to be talking about education today, so you know. So there's no complaints. I said it 3 times. You should get it. Yes, sir. Education. All right. Now, what you should have said is, are you going to be talking about education? To make me think, wow, he didn't hear me. I didn't say it enough times. We're going to be talking about education today. Now, that's what, 5? Okay. I have figured out that no matter what you want in life, right? No matter what you want, the product, government, and I got a great story about travel, but I'm going to tell you. A movie, an app. Everybody only offers you 3 kinds of service. And we need to understand that in life, we can only get 2. And that's it.
What do I mean by that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Your service of those three, good, fast, and cheap, right? Those are the only three ways that you can get service in the world. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's government, education, a product, something you got sold, a movie, an app, radio. You can only get it three ways: good, fast, or cheap. But there's a problem with that. The caveat is you can only pick two. Now, what I want you to do is think about in terms of education, how we exactly handle this. Well, number one, it'll be good and cheap, but it won't be fast. Kind of makes sense. Or it'll be fast and it'll be good, but it won't be cheap. But then lastly, if it's cheap and it's fast, then it won't be good. Somewhere in these three, that's where public education falls. Okay, let me just say it, MPS. They're working on a 5-year strategic plan. I'll talk about it a little later. A 5-year strategic plan and all the points that we want to do in order to look at the next 5 years and make MPS great. Well, I got one suggestion. You know what it is? Pick two. That's all I'm saying. Pick two. Good and cheap, fast and good, or cheap and fast. The problem is, if it's good and cheap, it won't be fast. If it's fast and good, it won't be cheap. And if it's cheap and fast, it won't be good. Now, that doesn't mean that everything falls into this category. But when I think about education, and if I think about the fact that you can only pick up two, cheap and good, fast and good, cheap and fast, which one of these represents MPS today? For the things that MPS is doing with a strategic plan for a 5-year strategic plan that they're putting together, which one of these represents MPS? Cheap and good, fast and good, cheap and fast. Did I say that wrong? Okay. Cheap and good, fast and good, cheap and fast. Think about that. Which one of these represents MPS as we know it today? And with a 5-year plan that we're looking for input for everybody to get it, aren't they the actual experts in education, supposedly? But yet you're buying all this input. You're getting all this information, and you know you're not going to listen. You know you're going to just do what you do because you never listen to parents anyway. You want parents to pay attention, but then you always give reasons why you can't give parents what they want. Because what? Well, because that's not how we do it. But now you have it. I say pick two. 833-212-1017 is the number. Which of these represents MPS as you know it today? Cheap and good, fast and good, or cheap and fast? The problem is, if it's good and cheap, it won't be fast. And if it's fast and good, it won't be cheap. And if it's good and fast, if it's cheap and fast, it won't be really like good. And they've got a plan, and we're going to talk about it. 833-212-1017. We're going to talk about their strategic plan. They had some great information on their strategic plan. All we got to do is pick which of these two are the ones that'll be represented in that strategic plan. I mean, I know which two. Do you?
Is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Need a way to hype up your day? What would you do with $5,000?
That's what I'm
It's a
talking
low.
about. Hey, you got
Hey, y'all just saved my life. Hey,